Hey everyone, it's your friend Jonas. Did you know that here in Ohio you don't need a warrant fitness for your vehicle? So today, let's have a quick look at what the BMV, Bureau of Motor Vehicles, is like compared to the NZTA, New Zealand Transport Association. There's also the DMV in America, but in Ohio they call it the BMV. The BMV is largely responsible for issuing driver's licenses and car titles. That's right, in the US, each car has a title, and I'm not talking about a fancy title like doctor or sir. It's a piece of paper and it has information about the vehicle and the ownership and the miles and its current condition. Whoever has the title in their name is the owner of the vehicle. You then take the title to the BMV, where you can transfer this title into your name. You also have to pay tax on the sale of the vehicle at this stage, based on what the sales price was that the previous owner wrote onto the back of the title. And you have to show proof of insurance. That's right, in America, insurance is mandatory. Each state issues its own titles, so if you are buying a vehicle out of state, you're going to have to transfer your vehicle title to a title from your state, which is what I had to do with my vehicle recently, since I purchased it in Indiana, not Ohio. If you are transferring a title from out of state, the people at the BMV will want to have a quick look at the VIN number of your vehicle, but they've got no interest in how functional your car is. There are many different types of titles, but the most common are a clear title when there's nothing wrong with the car, or a salvage title, which means the car has been crashed, written off. But there are many other titles. For example, there's also a flood title, meaning the car was written off because it was flooded. Often people buy cars which have flood titles and salvage titles, repair these cars and then sell them again. Well, even if the car looks great, it has a salvage title, you know it's been crashed. After my vehicle was inspected, because it was an out-of-state title, we had to take our new title next door to the Clerks of Court's title division, which, from what I can tell, purely exists to waste taxpayers' money. It's essentially a lawyer's office that adds an official seal to your title and certifies that your title is real. Why can't they do that at the BMV? You then take the title back to the BMV and yes, then the title is yours. How does this compare to the NZTA when purchasing a vehicle? Well, in New Zealand, you buy a car by drawing up a contract or handing over some cash to someone. Then you walk yourself down to the NZTA, fill out a single page form with details about the car that you've just purchased and details about yourself, and then the car is yours. There's a small portion that the seller has to fill out as well, but they can do that online. The catch here is that if you want to register your vehicle, it has to have a current warrant of fitness, a WOF. This is a general vehicle inspection that checks for things like structural rust, whether or not your seat belts are working, are your lights working, is your handbrake okay, and so on. Got a clicking CV joint? Fail. Small amount of rust on your frame? Fail. Cracked glass or not a working handbrake? Fail. That's right, the inspections are pretty harsh, all in the name of safety. Cars which are older than the year 2000 have to go for an inspection every 6 months. A car which was built after the year 2000 has to go once a year. They have a similar system in Germany, but cars only have to go for inspection once every 2 years. I think the inspection time frame for vehicles based on age has had a big impact on purchasing decisions, because you don't want to have your car inspected as often, so you buy a newer car. Another big difference is vehicle modification laws. Want to switch your seats for some sweet bucket seats in New Zealand? You're gonna need certification for that, $500. Engine replacement? certification. Want to put a small lift on your vehicle, on your off-road vehicle? Certification. Want to cut the top off your car with an angle grinder so that you can cruise openly during the summer? Well, yeah, you're not going to do that in New Zealand. Good luck trying to get that certified. Alright, let's have a look at some vehicle projects on Facebook Marketplace. This is a bit like the truck I bought, bogan not included. A lot of these cars have lifts on them around here. You can see this truck has clearly got some aftermarket lift. Check out this shiny truck. Some terrible pictures. It's lowered, which defeats the purpose of a ute in my opinion. This is a really good example of what the wheel arches tend to look around here for a lot of older cars. You see a lot of these kind of cars driving around, no one bats an eye. This is totally legal and very common around here considering they salt the roads. I wouldn't be surprised if this person drives the car like this. In Ohio, things are different. You can lift your truck, you can cut up the frame, you can chuck a new engine in the vehicle. There is some minor restrictions around noise and a couple of other particular things, but it's mostly free to do with your car as you want. For example, I've been thinking about replacing the tub in my ute with a flat deck. Why not? Alright, let's have a look at vehicle plates, number plates. In New Zealand, your number plates are mounted at the front and the back. The vehicle plate is with the car for life. Unless you plan on replacing it with a custom number plate, it's going to stay with that vehicle even through sales purchases. In Ohio, when you purchase a vehicle, the previous owner is going to take off the number plate and keep it, and then when you transfer your title at the BMV, they're going to hand you a new number plate. That's right, they're only going to hand you one number plate. In Ohio, the law is one number plate, and you're going to mount that number plate at the back of your vehicle. The plate will usually then get a sticker showing which period is registered in. Also, I think it's worth mentioning that in Ohio, a custom number plate will set you back around $50 a year, whereas in New Zealand, you're looking at around $800 to purchase a custom number plate. It's just crazy and silly considering it's probably only 10 bucks in steel to press these number plates. Who is pocketing all that money? In summary, the New Zealand NZTA is vastly more restrictive than what the BMV prescribes in America. I would argue that the system in America is far more open. While it's true that the rate of accidents in New Zealand is lower than the rate of accidents in America, I think you've got to consider things like driving conditions, the amount of people that are here, the different types of roads that you get in a large country like this across the different types of states. And ultimately, the rate of accidents isn't that much higher in America. I'd rather be able to switch my seats in my car without having to go through some crazy certification process and then having to pay a bunch of fees. Well, I hope you found that insightful and interesting. That's it from me for now. If you are interested in more videos like this, consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. Maybe hit that like button. Anyway, thank you so much. See ya!